Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. Denise Merriweather here. It's Monday, and I'm live at 5 a. I'm live at 5 a. I'm live at 5 a. I'm live at 5. Come on inside of the StreamYard room. Look, you guys don't even understand the type of upset that I'm in. But you know what? When I think about y'all bring me joy. Put this in the shade in the chat. No shame in my game. No shame in my game. And let me tell you why. I know last week we was taking a look at our life, right? We was taking a look at our life. And for me, when I took a look at my life, I wasn't liking what I was seeing in certain areas, right? I think I mentioned my career, and I also mentioned my health. And even during my walk today, I was thinking more about my career, and definitely as I was walking, I was working on my health. So I'm not sure about you, but when I put my mind or my focus or bring attention to something that I'm and upset about or breakdown about or not satisfied about, immediately I go to work on it, put it in the chat, go to work on it, put it in the chat, go to work on it. And it's not what we're going to be talking about today, but I just want you to just put it in the chat when I tell you to put it in the chat. If you're accustomed to being inside of my community, you already know how this conversation goes, right? But before I get into this conversation any deeper about no shame in my game, let me introduce myself. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. It is the #1 training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. And how do you do this? By building your courage, your confidence, and your competence. Put it in the chat. Competence, because that's what we're going to talk about today. And building your competence so you can accept, believe, and commit to what it is God has called you to do. Okay, Tam, I see you up in here. You here for it. I get it. Go to work on it. That's right. I go to work on it immediately. And hopefully you did the same thing when you looked at your life last week and you saw some areas that didn't look great to you, that wasn't satisfying you, and that you took action and you did something about it, right? Remember, I told you to come up with your plan and to rate yourself in these areas. Hopefully you did the work. Hopefully you did what you needed to do. So now let's talk about no shame in the game. No shame in my game. Put it in the chat. No shame in my game. So while I was walking and thinking about my career today and listening to an audiobook, which is You Owe You, by Eric Thomas. Some amazing information and some things that I want to share with you came up. And I also talked to one of my coaching partners. We're peers inside of this industry. And I was telling her some of the things that I have been thinking about since, of course, I'm meditating and I'm thinking about the shifts that I need to make in my career in order for it to look more like the way I want it to look. I need to put my mind on it so I can go to work on it. Yeah, come on, Tam. Let's do it, baby. You can do this. You can do this. I know you can. So listen, I actually was looking at my career, and there was 4 things that he talked about that I thought would be very powerful for you to get and go to work on for yourself. Number one was skills. Put it in the chat. I need to get the skills, right? The competency, that's the skill. See, when you talk to me, and if you've been in any space with me for any period of time, you know that I tell you and I encourage you that there's nothing wrong and there's nothing broken and there's nothing to fix, right? I want you to put it in the chat. I am whole and complete. I am whole and complete. And sometimes when we think of skills, we compare it to ourselves being whole and complete, right? Like we make it a bad thing that we need to go and gain skills in something. I don't know about you. I don't have no problem learning. Put it in the chat, only if it's true to you. I love to learn. I love to learn. And you should be obsessed about learning about the things that you're passionate about, right? Whatever that is, however you want to serve. But some of you, including me, need to build skill, right? So remember when I was telling you that list that you were making, and we talked about competency and we talked about things that you needed to acquire? Well, what are the skills that would make you sharp in your area, sharper than you are right now? This is a question on the table. Are you practicing it right now? Put that in the chat. Are you practicing it right now? And if you are practicing it right now, how often do you practice it? So for me, speaking, teaching, and coaching, I am obsessed with it, right? I come here, I go live, I do speaking engagements, I run classes, I build programs, right? Like, it has taken over my life, and I want to do more of it. Why? Because I am obsessed with helping people in this way, because I feel like it aligns with what God has called me to do. So what is it for you? Are you obsessed, and do you need the skill in something in order to take you to another level? Number 2, what is your attitude? Check your attitude about the skill that you need to get, about the things that you need to do, about the work that you need to put in. See, sometimes I get frustrated because I get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. But if you read the book, Chop Wood and Carry Water, you'll get that the consistency of doing the same thing over and over and over again is what's going to get you the mastery. But if you fight against and kick against the prick of doing it over and over again until you get mastery, the question is, will you ever get mastery? So check your attitude about what skills you need to obtain in order to go to the next level. And if you're not practicing it, if you're not doing it enough, do it some more. Level up. Put it in the chat. Level up. Level up. Yes. Chop Wood and Carry Water is an amazing book. Level up. Do you get it? Like, let's go. Yes, working on it weekly. You got to change that weekly from daily. You got to put the time in. You got to put the time in. And then number 3, this is my favorite, the effort. Put it in the chat. I got to give it effort. Y'all know by saying it's going to take effort and it's going to take time. But sometimes we get tired. We want to take a break. We wish that there was other things that we could be doing to spice it up, to bring some excitement. And I get that. I mean, whatever you need to do to spice up your life, do it. But those consistent things that you need to do over and over and over again to sharpen the tool, I'm going to need you to keep doing it. I don't care how tired you get of it. And that's what I said. I don't care how sick it make you. I don't care if you feel like you need to be doing something else. If the result hasn't come, you don't need to be doing nothing else. You need to continue to gain the skill. You need to continue to sharpen your sword. You need to keep doing it, right? I think Brother Thomas is starting to say this, right? Like you're just doing it over and over and over again, then it happens all at once. Like, that's his thing. He's on that, right? And for me, it's going to take effort and it's going to take time. So keep putting the effort in, and I promise you, it's going to pay off. It has no other choice but to pay off. Do you get that? And then number 4, the progress that you're making. If I was to tell you or ask you, what progress have you made in that area since last week when we talked about it? Could you tell me? Right? Could you tell me what you have done around your career and around your health, around your finances, whatever it was that you selected? What change, what progress have you made from last week when you pointed it out to now? Put it in the chat. So for me, I've been focusing on kicking back up my water, getting back with my walks, because I've been traveling a lot. So when I'm out of town, I'm not working out as much. So every day I'm beating the streets with my feet. I'm beating the streets. I got this water. Like, I'm almost done with my water for the day, right? I'm getting it in because it's a focus. And career-wise, I picked my date. All right. I got here this morning and I sat down. I said, okay, haven't done a day of silence in a while. Need to do a day of silence. When my day of silence is going to be? Well, it's September the 17th. So mark your calendars, put it down there. September the 17th, day of silence. Sunday, we're going to spend some quiet time with them. We're going to get on the Zoom. We're going to chat it up. We're going to see what insights we had, because I hadn't done one in a while and I'm ready. It's past time. Right? So the things that you've been wanting to do that you haven't been doing, What have you put in place when you look at it? I haven't been touching the people the way that I want to, as often as I was before. Okay, so I got to build some spaces for people to come to. The Day of Silence is one of them. What have you done? Okay, what's the progress you have made? Okay, health, sleeping and going to bed early. Okay. Yep, Day of Silence, September the 17th. Let's go. So normally, Tiffany, what I do, and you'll receive an email because I definitely send one out. And of course, you'll start seeing posts about it. But the Day of Silence starts right after worship service, maybe 2 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 o'clock. I don't know what time you get out of service. What time you get out of service, Tiffany? So I'm thinking 1 to 6, we hop on a Zoom, or I could go from 2 to 7 and we hop on a Zoom. Tell me what you prefer. 1 to 6, 2 to 7. Put it inside the chat and let me know. But the 17th is, she said, I'm on the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast too. 2 to 7 works. Okay. So 2 to 7. 2 to 7 it is. I don't know. Nobody else said anything else inside the chat. But the Day of Silence is on September 17th. It's the same weekend as my daughter's celebration here in Virginia. I ain't going to have much to do. She's going to be with her friends doing her thing. So Sunday, it'll be a free day for me to get back into the swing of what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do at 2 to 7. Okay, fantastic. So 2 to 7 it is. 2 to 7 it is. So then at 7 o'clock, we'll jump on the Zoom. She said, I would be traveling and at a game. Okay. All right. I will start afterwards. Okay, fantastic. Okay, no problem. Just whenever you could get it in, and then hop on the Zoom. Hopefully you'll be able to hop on the Zoom, maybe. But whatever you could do, LaShawn, great. But that's the date, the 17th. And we're going to get it in. And we'll have our conversations. It'll be a workbook included with it. You already know that. For those of you who participated, it's a Day of Silence workbook where it's a place for you to select your scripture and all that, all the other things, conversations, insights, write it down. You bring it with you to the session and we'll talk about it, right? And coaching, of course, will happen, but you got to do the work in order to be coached. Let's get it in and see what God will reveal for us. Absolutely. It's always beneficial for you to spend some quiet time so he can talk back to you and you can stop asking and doing all the talking, right? And when you observe a Day of Silence, you know that there's no listening to anything, there's no reading anything, and there's no talking. You're just jotting down thoughts that come in your head on your worksheet. And I'm sure that you can make sense of it. It'll be clearer for you when you just be quiet just for a little while. Sit somewhere by yourself, go for a walk, whatever you need to do to have that silent, quiet time and jot down whatever comes to mind. So again, September 7th, Sunday, September 17th. I believe that is a Sunday. But September the 17th will be the date from 2 to 7, Day of Silence. Let's go. We are going to spend some quiet time with God. But let me do a quick recap for you, for those of you who may come to watch the replay and you may not have all the information. She said it's a Sunday. Yep, I was double checking just to make sure that I had the right date and day. So number one, we talked about skill, right? No shame in my game. Don't feel bad that you have to build skill. It's part of the game. All the greats had to practice, from Michael Jordan, Kobe, who the people y'all like, Steph Curry. They practice like crazy. They're obsessed with it. Are you obsessed with the thing that you want to be a master at or you want to excel in? Practice, practice, practice. Get the skill up. Check your attitude about the work that you have to do and put forth. Make sure you're giving it the effort that you need and make sure you're tracking your progress. Like, these are things that we talk about from time to time. The question is, are you doing it? Common sense is not common practice. That's what Brenda Burchard told me. Common sense is not common practice. So you already know the things to do. The question is, why aren't you doing it, and how long you're not going to do it before you get into the game to do it? No shame in my game. Everybody needs help. Get the skills that you need. Looking forward to serving you. I'll see you again on Wednesday. I love you all. Spread the word. Share this video. Sharing is caring. And share the Day of Silence. Let people know that it's coming. The link dropped this week. I'll be sharing it here. You'll be able to share it out. And I'll be live up until Wednesday. And then after that, I'm away. I'll be in North Carolina running an event for Labor Day weekend. So Wednesday will be my last day this week doing any lives because I need to focus on the live event that I'm going to be doing. If you want to holler at me, you in North Carolina, come see me. I'll be there by Thursday. Slide in my DM and maybe we can hook up. Always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I love you. I'm live at 5 a.m. I'm